Imagine strapping a custom $50,000 Swiss Rolex to your wrist, only to find its internal gears are completely shattered. You can polish the glass and swap the leather bands every morning, but the core mechanism is broken. It fails at its primary job. If you're following this protocol, you are likely trapped in the 16-hour delusion. You track your macros, you avoid junk food, and you sweat out liters of water in the gym. Yet you wake up to the same stubborn layer of belly fat and chronic fatigue. For decades, the fitness industry has sold a mathematical myth that all that matters is calories in versus calories out. But human biology does not run on a pocket calculator. It runs on hormones, the chemical messengers that tell your cells whether to burn energy or store it. At 2 p.m., 400 calories act as high-octane fuel for your brain and movement. But the exact same calories at 10:30 p.m. mutate into a biochemical trigger that signals your body to stop burning and start storing new fat. Your body does not change while you lift weights. Training is a metabolic trauma that only tears muscle fibers down. Your body repairs cells and burns stubborn fat exclusively while you are unconscious. Daytime discipline is wasted if your nights are spent fighting your own biology. It is time to surgically hijack the hidden third of your life so your body does the hardest work for you in the dark. The countdown begins exactly 4 hours before you sleep. T-minus 4 hours is a hard stop on all intense training, heavy lifting, and grueling cardio. Late-night training turns your torso into an engine block, preventing the temperature drop needed for deep sleep. At T-minus 3.5 hours, we deploy the glucose shield. Apple cider vinegar flattens the blood sugar curve, preventing the insulin spike that stores fat. That final meal must consist exclusively of slow-digesting proteins and healthy fats. This means an absolute ban on carbohydrates and fruit sugars, which overfill the liver and trigger fat storage at night. This specific protocol feeds your muscles steadily all night long without triggering insulin. By keeping insulin levels low, your body is forced to draw energy from stored fat to fund your cellular repair while you dream. At T-minus 3 hours, the kitchen is closed. The exact second you finish your last bite, you go for a light 10-minute walk. This movement activates GLUT4 transporters, specialized proteins that act as pathways for sugar to enter your muscles. Your legs turn into giant vacuums, sucking sugar out of your bloodstream to use as fuel without needing the signal from insulin. At T-minus 2 hours, shut off all fluids. This prevents nocturia, the clinical term for waking up at night to urinate. Interrupting your sleep this way triggers stress hormones that immediately halt the fat-burning process for the rest of the night. 90 minutes before bed, you take a hot shower. It is a common misconception that hot water warms you up. In reality, it is a tool to freeze your core temperature. The hot water triggers vasodilation, the widening of blood vessels near the skin. This pulls heat away from your internal organs to the surface. When you step out, that heat evaporates, causing your core temperature to plummet and signaling your brain to initiate sleep. By artificially cooling your core, you bypass the heat generated by digestion and force your brain into an accelerated shutdown sequence. At T-minus 1 hour, all screens go off. Blue screen light acts as a chemical sniper to your pineal gland, the part of the brain that produces melatonin. Without melatonin, your body cannot enter the deep recovery states where fat oxidation occurs. Once in bed, set your room to 66 degrees. This triggers your brown fat, a specialized tissue that generates heat. To keep you warm in a cool room, these cells will aggressively incinerate the white fat stored around your waist. If your mind is racing, you need a mechanical intervention to slow your heart rate. You use the physiological sigh. Take a deep breath in, then a second short sip of air to pop open your alveoli. Then exhale as slowly as possible. This long exhale physically squeezes your heart, signaling the brain to drop your heart rate immediately. This 60-second hack pulls the handbrake on your nervous system, shifting you from a state of stress into deep peace for the rest of the night. At 0000, the morning looks different. You wake up with zero morning bloat, sharp focus, and energy levels that beat your own alarm clock. The morning reveals the results of 8 hours spent burning white fat to fund cellular repair. You have successfully forced your body to do the hardest work for you in the dark. However, managing your nights is only the first step. To maintain these results, you need a specific strategy for the 16 hours you are awake. Information without action is just entertainment. If you are ready to apply the daytime protocol, you have to demand it. Comment "protocol" below to receive the exact steps for the rest of your day before the window closes.